Good day everybody, this is Norm from the Board Game Museum, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play and reviewing the board game Viral. Now in Viral, you're going to be playing on a board that has the human body on there, along with a lot of different organs such as the brain, the heart, and the kidneys, and things like that. You're going to be playing the role of viruses, and the object of the game is you're going to be trying to score the most amount of points, mainly by trying to control the most amount of zones. So let's check it out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the board here. On the board, you've got organs on here that represent the human body. You've got the brain, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the large intestine, the small intestine, and then the stomach. Now, all of these organs are going to be in what are called zones. This is zone 1, which is just the brain. Zone 2 is going to be both sections of the heart. Zone 3 will be both sections of the lung. Zone 4 will be both the liver and the pancreas. Zone 5 will be the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine. And Zone 6 are going to be both of the kidneys. Now, I already have the game set up for a 2-player game over here with the green viruses and the yellow viruses. Over here, you're going to have cards that you're going to have the opportunity to draw. And in the beginning, you're going to have 3 of them in a market type situation that you'll be able to pick up anytime you pass spaces that have the card symbol on them. Just to show you some of the cards over here, you're going to see some of these symbols. I'll talk about what these are in a minute. The blue symbols are going to be played in the area that you pick, such as Zone 5 over here. And then these actions you'll be able to play anywhere you have a virus. In the beginning, you're going to receive some basic cards like basic attack, basic migration, and you're going to go ahead and start with these. You're also going to have zone cards that you're going to be able to play, and this is where you're going to mainly be playing your viruses. So we'll go ahead and start with step 1 over here. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick a location card and one of your regular cards over here. Now, these are the different symbols that are represented on all the cards. You have the infect symbol, and this will allow you to place one virus from your player board into any organ. So that just simply means I could take a virus and place it over here, for example. The next one is crisis. This means you'll place the lowest number crisis token available on any organ. These are the crisis tokens here, so you could do something like that. Now, you're going to resolve crisis tokens later on in the game. Mainly when crisis tokens are going to be coming into play is if there are too many viruses in an organ. For a 2-player game, if you have 3 viruses, that's going to trigger the crisis token. Next is attack. This will allow you to remove one virus that belongs to another player from an organ. So if I happen to have a virus over here and it was my turn, I could just simply take this virus out. Next is magnet. In an organ where you have at least one virus, you may pull a virus from an adjacent organ into your organ or push one out. So an example of this would be if I had a magnet here, I could push him in to where I'm at, or if he's into where I am, I can go ahead and shove him out like that. Next up is absorb. This will allow me to choose one of my viruses and place all other viruses under mine. So the way this would work is just, let's just say I had this over here. I would go ahead and place my virus over like so. Then you have the shield. This is going to allow you to flip one of these over, and you'll see there's a shield symbol in here. This just simply means it's going to take one extra hit to get rid of them. And then you finally have the move. This just simply allows you to move a virus to an adjacent organ. Now you can move it like this if you want, but you'll note that there are arteries and veins here with arrows on them. So if I was over here, for example, I could follow this vein to here. I could follow it all the way down this way, all the way up to the heart if I want to. And the same with the artery, you can just follow the arrows down if you'd like to. And so let's just say I'm going to go ahead and start. So what I'll do is I'm going to take a player card and a location card and play them face down. My opponent will do the same, and then we're going to go ahead and reveal them. I have Zone 5 over here and 2 infects. And since these are blue, I'm going to go ahead and infect this area over here. So I'll just simply do something like that. And let's say I do something like that. That would be my turn. After all players have resolved that, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here on this side. Okay, so let's say I decide I'm going to play these 2 cards, and I'll place them over here. Everyone plays, I'll turn it up. I'll just put these here so you can see them. And right here I'm going to place a virus over in the liver and pancreas somewhere. Let's say I place it over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and shield any 2 viruses. So let's say I place a shield here, and I'll place a shield here. Now that both of these have been played, you're going to go ahead and move all these up over here on the top, and you're going to be able to pick these up in the beginning of the next round. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and go to this table over here, and you're going to see if anybody has taken over a zone. Now the way you'll take over a zone is if you have the most amount of viruses in a zone of organs, like it'll have to be, say, here and here, for example. So let's just take a look. Right now, I have this under control, and these little symbols over here, this is going to represent points, and this represents this cure track over here. So right now, if you look at the brain, I'll have 1 point, and I'm going to look here, and my opponent has 1 point, and also is going to move up 1 over here on this track. Right here, I have this, so this moves me up 2. I'm also going to have 1 here. Right over here, I have the most amount, and I have both. So for this, I'm going to receive 3 points, 2, 3, and then I'll get +2 over here on this track. Now, since I passed a card, I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these cards up. Let's just say I pick this one up, and I'll put it over here in my hand. We'll look over at the kidneys. Yellow has 2, and then they're going to move up 2 over here, and we'll go here, and nobody has this. Now we're going to go over here, and we're going to pick up this card. This is the action card. It says all players slide 1 step up on the research chart. So this is the research chart, also is what I call it, the cure chart. So you'll go ahead and discard that, then you'll move over here to number 4. Now you're going to be looking for crisis tokens. Now for this, you're going to need 3 viruses in an organ, but we don't. But let's just say we happen to have 3 viruses over here, and this would get moved here. The way you're going to resolve this is you're going to look to see who has the most amount of viruses. Whoever has the most amount of viruses is going to get 2 points. So I have 2. I'll grab another card, and you'll go ahead and refill this. And then the person who's second will get 1 point. So now player 2 will get a card. Next thing will happen is all the viruses will go ahead and be removed, and they'll return to the players. Now over here, we're going to go to the cure track or the research track. If this ever gets up to the top here, whichever color gets up to the top, all of their viruses are going to be removed here from the board. And the final step is the tiebreaker chart. This is going to be used to break ties. And the way this works is you're going to look at the scoreboard. Whoever has the highest score is going to go on the bottom, and whoever has the lowest score is going to go on the top. And then you will go ahead and start round 2. Now, whenever you get over to this section, if someone passes this, this is going to allow you to flip one of these little things over. This is going to change the scoring conditions. So over here, everybody's also going to receive a hive, and you're going to be able to go ahead and attach it to any organ that does not have a hive. So let's just say I put it on the turn where you're going to be placing cards on either side over here. You're going to have an opportunity to place one of your viruses over here. But what you can do is you can be the virus out, or you can move it back in if you would like to on the move turns. Also, what you can do is if you have a virus in here is you can go ahead and spend this and then go ahead and upgrade your card like so. So again, once you're able to get these in here, you can go ahead and move them out, just as long as it's done on the first turn where you're playing these cards over here. And anyway, that's how the expansion works. Viral is one of those unique strategy games where you just have a lot of different options, but you also end up getting limited too. One thing is when you're playing those cards, you're not going to have those cards up until the next round. So like when you're playing the second time, you're going to be looking, and I've had this happen, where you'd be like, ooh, I could do something in the lung, but then I realized I played the lung already. It's like, ah! But I like that aspect because it kind of starts to limit you as to what you can do. You may attack on the first turn and want to attack on the second turn, but you can't because of the cards that you have. Now you can get cards that are going to give you points and also give you different options as to what you want to do as far as attacking and those kind of things. So you also have to kind of take that into account too as to what you want. Another strategic point are the viruses themselves. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to attack another virus? Or are you going to try to take over a virus by capturing it? Are you going to try to move a virus towards you or away from you? Or are you going to move a virus into another location? I like the way the arteries and the veins work with the arrows, because you can only move a virus depending on the direction. But you can also kind of surprise your opponent by moving something from the top all the way down near the bottom because of a certain path. Another thing to take into consideration are the crisis tokens. So depending on the amount of players that you have, you can set those things off if you have too many viruses in an organ. And this, of course, is going to start the battle of triggering if you're going to get points or not. And also you're going to be losing the viruses that are in there. Now, whenever it gets to the cure and you lose all of your viruses, that's going to change up the game significantly, because now you're not going to be in control of anything. You're going to have all your viruses back, and you're going to have to build back up. And later on in the game, other people are going to start having the same thing happen too. So it's just a big time back and forth as to what's going on. There's a lot of different things you can do in this game, between the viruses, between starting off these crisis tokens, between what happens when you do the cures, between the cards that you have. I think it's a solid game. I really like this game. It's not hard to learn. And I like the way the expansion works too, having the Hive in there to where you can put viruses in the hive and move them in and out, because your opponents can attack you while you're in there, and then you can also use it to pay to try to get upgrades. I think that improves the game. I highly recommend this game for anybody who likes strategy games that are on the lighter side, but just give you a lot of different options as to what you can do within those strategies. All right, guys, that's my review of Viral. We'll see you. Keep on gaming. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Subscribe and like.
And comment. And
click and
share.
Share.
And have fun. Have a lot of fun. That's what you gotta do.